Hi, my name's John Powell, and my personal learning activity is to tie a bow using ribbon. The reason I chose this skill was for its optimal challenge factor. Tying shoelaces I've done before and I could get bored doing that, and tying complicated rope ties would be a little bit tricky and could lead to a bit of overwhelm. So it turns out my chosen skill acquisition sits in the learning sweet spot of the zone of proximal development. Social constructivist Lev Vygotsky defines ZPD as the distance between the actual development level as determined by independent problem solving and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. That's Vygotsky, 1978, page 86. As you can see by my first attempt here, I definitely needed to find a collaboration with a more capable peer. Well, thank goodness for YouTube. I went on the net and found Danielle Dawes, who has a channel dedicated to tying bows using ribbons. She was going to act as my more capable peer or adult as I watched her step-by-step videos to develop this skill. I was in the middle of my journey and feeling daunted by the filming editing as much as the ribbon tying stuff. I reflected though on the vital importance of breaking down tasks into manageable steps, as well as the power of a more knowledgeable other. Both of these are powerful learning strategies and are going to be keepers in that funky backpack of my future teaching identity. Anyhow, check out my flow. Check out my bow. So watching Danielle's videos and practicing in real time, I was getting better and the process was fun. I realised this then relates to psychologist Carl Rogers' humanistic learning approach. For Rogers, learning is about personal change and growth. His view was that human beings have an inner drive towards self-fulfillment and maturity and a natural potentiality for learning. Rogers also stressed that the best learning comes from doing. His ideas were to become known as learner-centered education. Hey, remember at the start of the vid when I mentioned I can already tie shoelaces? Well, it turns out that's pretty handy for this learning skill after all, and relates to cognitive constructivism, based on the work by psychologist Guillaume Piaget. In essence, this framework involves a progressive adaptation of existing schemas to the physical environment, whereby meaning is constructed vis-a-vis a person's previous and current knowledge structure. In an educational context, constructivists view learners as self-regulators and active participants in their learning and active constructors of meaning. Hey, if I learn to tie a bow with ribbon, maybe that means I can hang out with them a wiggle. With my own handwritten prompt sheet, Danielle's instructional video on YouTube, and progressive adjustments for myself at each attempt to learning this new skill, utilising the information in this way relates to the cognitivist approach to learning. This orientation of learning focuses on how learners manipulate information during learning. Learning itself often becomes defined or delineated as the access of new information. At the end of this journey, I was finally able to make a bow out of ribbon that would even impress Emma Wiggle. Woohoo! I did it! In the end, I made a bow. Somebody there asking me a boo, yeah, boo, yeah. You know, broadcasting my first draft of this assignment to the class during the week, I felt vulnerable, but realised it was an important step to assist everyone in the class, including myself. So part of my future teaching identity for me is, I think we need to understand the theories of education. These are practical strategies, the tools in our teacher backpacks. But teaching is an art of feeling too. And you've got to give yourself permission to feel those feelings, because that's where the learning magic can play out for both the teachers and the students. Hey, thanks for watching.